Hello, and I hope this Wednesday finds you happy and well. So let's take that off now. How the hell are you? Hope you're all well. And keeping yourself busy. I've had a day. I've had a day. I'm in charging around like a mad woman. And yeah, it's been one of those days. So how the hell are you all? And how's this young lady? I wonder. How are you? How
I'm
are you?
well. How are you, Jan? How are you,
I'm
Chad?
good. I'm good. I had sort of quite an eventful day. And then I had a meal with my son as per, and his girlfriend joined us this week, which was nice. So yeah, yeah, I was a bit late getting back though. I didn't get back until about 20 to 10, and I thought, oh my god, I meant to be going live. I I thought it'd be quite nice just to chill. How's your day been?
Oh, today's was really nice. I tried it's not I didn't try a new restaurant, but I tried a new dish at a restaurant. Um I don't know, like I guess I am kind of particular. I like what I like. So, I don't always try new things, but today I decided to. I didn't like it, but but I tried it. So that's all
What
that
was
counts. And I
it?
got in a nice
What
walk.
was it? Can
Oh,
I
sorry.
ask? Can I ask what it
It
was?
was it was
Go on.
sorry. It was burrito sized sushi. And I'm allergic to fish, so it was fried chicken sushi.
Oh,
But it was
oh,
like a burrito size version of it.
oh my God. I do like
Yeah.
sushi. I do.
Yeah.
And
It had kimchi. I'm not used to that. I don't know, it just had some flavors that were new to me.
do you know what I do sometimes? Like when I'm really peckish, I think, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'll get myself a snack. So I go into a shop and I get myself some sushi. And I picked up a different one
Mm-hmm.
this week, and I was eating it in the car, but it was in the dark, so I couldn't really see what I was eating. And
Mm-hmm.
as I was eating, I thought, oh, this this tastes a bit different.
What was it?
You know what? I can't even tell you what was in it
Oh
because I had the
wow.
wrong glasses on. I had my driving
Mm-hmm.
glasses on, so I couldn't read it. So I can't even tell you. But I noticed it said something like chili sauce, and I thought,
Uh-huh.
oh, well, that's it. That's a new taste for me in a sushi, but I still enjoyed it. Hey, Bridge, I hope you're well, darling. And Random Fish, I hope you're well too. Lovely to see you and to see all the lurkers. Always, always nice to see the lurkers in here. Um,
Yes.
so I was thinking there's absolutely no drama going on. I don't know what I'm going to talk about on Friday. Oh my God.
I know you're joking with us, Jen. I was about to say there's so much drama going on.
I don't know what we're going to talk about, guys. Oh my God, my breaking news reel is going to go on like for 15 minutes. I know it. There's so much going on. So we need to chill over here. We need
Yes.
to chill because the rest of that part of YouTube seems to have gone absolutely bananas. What
Yeah.
on earth is wrong with everybody?
Booty came back home and everybody lost their mind.
I know.
They're
It's
so excited. They're like beside themselves. It's hilarious.
exactly. Yes, I agree with you, Random Fish. The lurkers are lovely. I love it. I love it. I don't mind lurkers. I lurk sometimes, normally because people don't like me.
Well, the
And you
thing
know
is,
that
it's like I try to be active and chat or whatever, but it's like there's so much going on that
uh,
it's a
is it
lot to process.
holidays? I think it might be I think so. It must be. It's insane. And in
Hmm.
this particular group that I'm thinking of at the moment, which I'm probably will have to address, um, Oh my God, I can only lurk in their live streams because I'm banned because I'm such a hateful
Oh,
person.
hmm.
I'm banned. Do you know what it is? People don't like the truth. And you sort of get to my age when I will say the truth. I don't care. I don't care what you think. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And people can't handle it.
absolutely.
People can't handle it. So
It
there
is
you
what it
go.
is.
What's this? Our banana minds have always been lost. Oh, I don't know what you mean by that, but it sounds funny. But I love it. Listen, I don't normally talk on my private life, but today, oh, don't. 4 years ago, I got lumbered, right? I got lumbered with this mental illness, right? And it's like this, just dumped in my lap. There, you've got that. Get on with it.
Okay.
So when I said, "Oh, is there any chance I might get some treatment for it?" Only if you pay, because you've already had
Hmm.
CBT. I've gone through this before. Anyway,
Right. Hmm.
so I got a phone call or a phone call that I eventually picked up because I never pick up the phone if I don't know who it is.
Oh, I
Anyway,
hate phone
so
calls. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so eventually I picked up, yeah, I picked it up and I went, yes. Oh, this is so and so from the doctor's surgery. We're just doing a review on your medication. I went, oh, are you? Now, this was months ago. This is going back months ago. I had the raging hump anyway. And, but she sounded so sweet. And
Hmm.
she also had the same name as one of my daughters. This is
Hmm.
how stupid I am. So I thought, oh, I like that name. Yeah, as my daughter's name. Anyway, so she was like, "Oh, well, now that you've reached a certain age, we're sort of reviewing your medication, and we noticed that you're on top whack for that particular medication. And so we have to sort of inform you that there's a chance of, you might get a stroke, or you might get this, or you might
Oh,
get that
yeah.
if you
Hmm.
don't reduce your medication." So I'm like, "Oh, God's sake." Hi, Missy. So
Hi.
I was like, "Oh, okay then." So I said, so she said, "Do you feel that oh no, it's hilarious, Bridge. I just have to laugh about it. I do. I just laugh about it because it's just stupid." Anyway, so
Well,
she's
because
like,
they always tell you like the side effects are inconsequential or something, right? Until it's not.
"Yeah, well, they didn't tell me at all. And I've been on this drug for bloody year. It's an antidepressant, but
Mm.
it really is top whack." So, um, so she's saying, "So we think it's a good idea if we reduce your medication." So I was like, "Okay." So she said, "So do you think it sort of causes you, do you think it helps at all?" And I said, "I don't know." I said, "I've been on it for so long. I really don't know whether it's of any benefit to me or not." So she said,
Yeah.
"So, okay, so what do you think? Shall we sort of bring it down?" I was on 40 mil. She said, "Shall we bring it down to like 20 mil?" So I went, "Oh, okay. I don't suppose it's going to make any difference, but yeah, all right then." So she said, "I'll phone you. Don't worry, lovey. I'll phone you next week to see how you're getting on." Every time. Ah, every time she phoned me, I've got the hump, right? So she's like, "Hi, it's me again. Just checking to see how you're doing with your half, medication." I went,
Mm-hmm.
"Well, do you know what? I don't know. I don't know whether it's I just feel crap because, I feel crap, or whether it's
Mm-hmm.
because of the medication." So she's like, "Well, what do you want to do? If it's causing you too much distress, we can always sort of put it up to 30." So I said, "Well, no, because I don't really want to have a stroke." I said,
Right.
"Listen, leave it on leave it on 20 because my life can't possibly get any worse." Ah, Listen.
Oh, do you rather have a stroke or do you rather be sad, Jen? Jeez, or you want to be happy or you want to
You couldn't make it up. So anyway, I've got this darling nurse who phones me every so often to see if I, haven't slashed my wrists or anything by then.
You're
And
still with
then
us,
I'm
great.
like, yeah, no, I'm all right. And she's like, well, okay, so should we just keep you on that? Or we'll keep you on the 20? Yes, whatever. Right. So
Maybe it
then
could be a little irritability. I don't know.
yeah. So then she said something like, oh, do you know what? We've got like a mental health. Oh, it's such a waste of time. We've got like a mental health facility. I can't think of what else to call it in town that I used to go to for counselling and also for counselling and also for to see a psychiatrist. There's all psychiatrists in there. I haven't got a bloody clue what they're doing. I don't know their ass from their elbow. I tell you, I'm more sane than any of them. So anyway, so she said, "Oh, maybe I'll send off a note to the clinic." So I said, "Well, they dumped this diagnosis in my lap 4 years ago." I said, "And they've given me nothing." And she was like, "Oh my goodness!" When I told her what it was, she was like,
Like she
"Oh
doesn't know. Get
no,
out of here.
that's terrible." Oh, would you like me to write a letter of referral? So I said, well, if you like. I mean, good luck with that. I said, but I think they've just completely wiped me off the whiteboard. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
when you go into hospital and by the nurses station, you have like a whiteboard and they write all the I was going to say victims, all the patient names up there. I think they completely wiped me off the whiteboard completely. Anyway, so I'm saying this to her, so she said, "Don't worry, I'll refer you." Well, referring me was like, what was it, months and months ago. And then I then get this message. I get this message come through. Oh, you've been referred and we'd like to come and visit you and for a home visit. So I'm like, what do you want to come and visit me at home for? So I phoned them. I said, listen, I said, what's this about a home visit? Why can't I just come in? Oh, because you're older now, so you're being treated. You're being treated by the older, for the oldies. I went, "Oh, okay. Thanks for reminding me." So anyway, I had one date. Oh, that's it. And then the nurse right, the psychiatrist phones me up. "Hi, Jan. Oh, hi, Bea. Hope you're well, darling. Just rambling." That's what we do.
Right.
I said, they said, "Oh, that's it." Then they sent me a letter. Oh, no. This nurse phoned up. Now, listen, I don't mind what nationality, what color, what creed, what religion anyone is, as long as I can understand them, especially when it's got to do with me. Do you know what I mean? When I'm trying to explain how I'm feeling, I want them to
Right.
understand me, and I'd also quite like to understand them. Anyway, she said, "Oh, Mrs. Ongongo." Mrs. Ongongo phoned, right? I ain't got. I can't do the accent. Thickest thickest African accent you've ever heard in your life. I'm like, what? So she's like, I'll come on the 30th of October. So I was like, all right then, all right. Put the phone down, and then I've just remembered it's my granddaughter's birthday. And I thought, I was so bad. So I quickly phoned back. I said, listen, Mrs. Ongongo was going to give me a visit, a home visit, but two things. One, I don't want her because I've been diagnosed by her before and she got it all wrong. She got me completely wrong. She didn't understand me. I said, and also she wrote some things down that I wasn't very happy about. So can I please
Mm-hmm.
have somebody else? Right. And I didn't say anything about the lack of understanding, what she was saying. I thought
Mm-hmm.
it's not her fault, but it's just bloody annoying for me. It's one of my pet peeves, I have to say. Anyway, so they said, oh, all right, then well, you're gonna have to wait a bit longer. I said, I don't care. Just send me somebody else. And
Mm-hmm.
so they said, well, can we ask you why you don't want her? I said, well, I said, I had an appointment with her once and I walked into the room. Now, right, this is what sets me off, guys. Okay, this is Jan, right? I hate incompetence. I hate it in any shape or form. So I
Cool.
go in for my
Absolutely.
psychiatrist appointment. There's this woman who I can't understand. And she's like, oh, so what have you come here for today? I thought, are you having a bloody laugh?
Mm.
What, I've come here because I've got nowhere else to go. I've come here because I've been told to come here.
Right. I
Anyway,
was referred, obviously.
no, this was before then. This was months and months ago, right? Maybe a year ago. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
So anyway, I'm
The
sat
way it
there,
works
and
here is to see a psychiatrist, you have to be referred from your general doctor.
yeah, but I was already on the books then. They hadn't erased me from
Mm.
their memory by then. I was still there, right? Because I was still going to counselling and that. Anyway, so I sat there, right, trying to sort of not get wound up because, believe it or not, I do get wound up quite easily. Hard to believe, I know. Anyway, so I'm sat there and this woman is faffing about with the computer, right? So, she's like, just a minute, I can't start that. Right, how am I? Oh, right. Oh, yeah, no, maybe there's. I thought, for God's sake, woman, get on with it. Anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
then after that, I just went downhill. I just didn't like her, and that was it. So I was a bit stroppy and couldn't help it. Anyway, so that was it. I said, oh, and by the way, this was years ago. Oh God, yeah, this was years ago. Yeah, anyway, I said, oh, and by the way, um, the doctor or you lot prescribed me some antipsychotics. I'm not psychotic. I don't need antipsychotic pills. She was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, no, I wouldn't say you're psychotic. I said, no, I'm not. I don't know why I was prescribed them. They turned me into a zombie. I don't want to be a
Mm-hmm.
zombie. So then she's like, okay, well, okay, I'll take you off of those. I said, I've stopped taking them anyway. And she said, so what about your antidepressants? Maybe we'll take you off those as well. I went, what? I said, no way. No. She wanted me to come off cold turkey off of everything. I said, no, no, no. Anyway, so
That's
getting
crazy.
back,
You have to wait. Like, you can't just do that with medications. You have to,
I
I mean, I
know.
guess it depends on what medication it is, of course, but you know, that's so weird. Was this your doctor or who was this person?
No, it was a psychiatrist. They're bloody useless over here, I'm telling you. I
Oh,
go in there
wow.
and tell them what to bloody do now. It's like it's just a joke. Anyway, so that was years ago. Okay. So when I heard this African woman on the phone, I thought, oh my God, it's Flossie. It's incompetent Flossie. So
Mm,
that's why I phoned up the clinic and said, can I cancel that appointment? Because one, it's on
right.
my granddaughter's birthday. Two, I don't want Flossie coming to my house because, I didn't say she's incompetent. I just said I just didn't get, didn't get the right vibes or whatever. I can't remember what I said.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, eventually I get a call from them, a message saying, oh, right, your home visit is booked for the 20th, which was today, 10 o'clock. So I thought, okay, oh God, I'm going to have to get up. Set my alarm, got up, looking out the window, still no sign of him. I thought, for God's sake, where are you? Then I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go and have a lie down. So I went back to bed.
You slept through your appointment?
No. I then heard bang, bang, bang at the door. So I've opened the door and there's these two people there. I thought it was Mrs. Ongongo. That's all I can say. It looked like Flossie, but a younger version. And I thought, this is going to go really well. And she was stood with this guy who I think he looked more Jamaican. And so I'm like, okay. I said, you're late. Oh, no, the appointment was at 12 o'clock. I said, no, it wasn't. It was at 10 o'clock. Look. And I showed her on the phone. Oh, waffle. So then she comes in. Let me tell you, it was complete and utter waste of time. Waste of time. And I still don't know whether I'm going to be on their books or not, because this meeting today was to see whether I'm worthy of going back on their books again. I tell you. Yeah, no, that's not her real name. That's just my name. I always name people different things. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, she was completely incompetent. And anyway, the funniest thing was when I opened the door to her, she said, "Oh, have you got any pets?" I said, "Well, I've got fish." And she said, "Any other pets?" She had no sense of humour, none. And I've got the hump because they've woken me up now, Anyway, so I said, "Well, I've got a cat." So she said, "Oh, would you mind putting it away?" I said, "Well, yeah, all right." Well, she is away. She wasn't. She was outside, but I thought, okay, I'll just tell her it's away. Anyway, so after all this load of crap that went over in my lounge, they got up to leave. He goes out first. She goes to follow and screams and runs back and hides behind me. I said, "What on earth?" She went, "It's a cat! It's a cat!"
Oh my goodness.
My cat looks like a kitten. It's the tiniest little dot. And I was like, "Are you all right?" And she was holding on to my top. She, "Oh my God." She was screaming. I tell you, it was as if a lion had just walked around.
Oh, wow. That doesn't put more still like faith into the profession. She can't get her mind right about a cat. Cats aren't even scary.
I did that. My cat, honestly, it's the tiniest little inoffensive thing you've ever seen in your life. And
That's
she
hilarious.
was screaming. I was like, I was just laughing. By that time, I thought, this is like a comedy of errors. This is.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to laugh. So I just laughed at her the whole time. She was having a panic attack. She was screaming. I thought, I wonder if her office is aware of how bad she is when she goes home visiting. It's insane. How can she go? I mean, especially if she's dealing with all us old crinklies. Most of us have got some form of, beast running around the house. How the hell does she cope? It's insane. So that was my day. That was my morning.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jen. That's craziness.
Oh, it's just stupid. Barley's in the house. I'm happy to hear and see you all. Good.
And Sasha?
She's working in the same time and the back. Yeah. Anyway, typical of Her Majesty healthcare system. Honestly, Sasha, it's just, and then they wonder, and then they wonder. Listen, I've got another story. Do you want to hear about the medicines? Oh my God. I get like a repeat prescription every month, right? My doctor is meant to send it to the pharmacy, and then you go out and you get your repeat prescription. They've got Dumb and Dumber working in there. So every time I go, my blood pressure goes up through the roof. Right. So one time I went there and they hadn't got it. "Oh, we're sorry, but we haven't got it." So then they don't tell you what you have to do. So I said, "So what am I meant to do with that then?" So she said, "Well, if you go over to the doctors and then get the doctor to write you a prescription and tell them that they didn't send it over." So I went over there. Of course, and this has happened more than once, the receptionist, who's always unkind, said, Well, we have sent it over. No, they have to ask for it.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
by the way, while you're here, would you mind having having your blood pressure taken?
Oh,
Because you haven't had it taken for a while.
mm-hmm.
I said, you are having a laugh, aren't you? And she said, no, because, I don't think the doctor's going to give it to you unless you have your blood test, your blood pressure taken. You can go and do it over there for yourself. Oh my God. So I go over, take my blood pressure. I don't know what's high, what's low, what's in the middle. I take the slip of paper back and she goes, oh my God, it's really high.
Well, do you remember what it was?
I said, well, of course it's high. I've just been fighting with them in the pharmacist because I can't get my bloody meds. Oh, well, maybe if you go and take it again, maybe, have a sit down first, relax for a while, and then take it again. So I went, all right, well, do you honestly think that's anyway? So I did what she said, and it was still high. But I said, listen, just
Right.
give me the bloody meds. For God's sake, I don't care how high it is. I haven't been taking my blood pressure pills. That's what it is. Oh, well, you should be taking your pills. I know I should be taking my pills. Now, please. That's my life.
Jen, you just reminded me of my trip to the post office yesterday.
Go on.
So I had to mail in a payment, right? Like it's already frustrating the fact that I even have to mail in this payment. I work for a company and they give us like gift certificate dollars, like employee dollars to spend on the merchandise.
Okay.
So they mail it to me just so I have to mail it back to them. And I'm like, I'm mailing it back to you for my account. That's the only way I can spend these dollars anyway. Just keep it on in that account. But they won't do that. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I mailed it in one time and it got lost in the mail. So I'm like, okay, maybe if I take it to the post office, because the mail in my building is ridiculous. Like when I tell you the mailboxes make no sense, like let's say I live in apartment 37, right? I'll be assigned mailbox 24. Why they came up with this system, I don't know. But anyway, so I'm like, you know what? I've done my 5K. I'm a runner now. Not really. But I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna walk to the post office and hand deliver this mail. I'm gonna get tracking, right? Because I'm gonna make sure it gets there this time. They hit me with a clean like $4 or $5 for tracking. I said, absolutely not. I'm like, it says $2 for tracking on the board. She's like, I don't know what that's talking about. Ma'am, you work here. What are you talking about? You don't know what the board says. I was so frustrated. I was like, take this stamping. I was like, I had to walk away. But I was like, if you don't get out my face. She was because you go there. I mean, she doesn't know how far I walked to get there. But anyway, she's just like, you stood in line all this time and blah blah blah. And you're not even gonna pay for this, ma'am. I'm not paying $5 for tracking. Make sure it gets there. Do your job. Jeez, so frustrating.
Oh my God! So it's worldwide. Like incompetence is a worldwide phenomenon.
Yes.
Stand it, Edna. If there's anything that's going to set me off, it's people's incompetence. I cannot abide it.
It's like you have one thing to do. Just do it well. That's like that's the thing. Like when I come to my taxes, it might be annoying, right? But I know what I'm talking about because that's what I do. You know what I mean? It's like you're not going to be able to tell me anything about the taxes because I got that on lock. So when I go to the post office, the least you can do since you work there is know what the prices are. Jeez. But anyway.
I know. It's like Sasha says, hi Sasha. Like Sasha said, it's a new generation. We're screwed. Yeah.
No, this lady was older.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Jan, but she was a boomer. These boomers are out of control over here.
Well,
they suffered, and they want you to suffer too.
Oh my
It's
God.
so frustrating. You can hear it in her voice. She was like, next. I'm like, ma'am, why are you so mad?
Why are they so rude in those places? They always are, aren't they?
No.
I mean,
like
it's
the
like
DMV, the post office. Yeah.
Well, I'm waiting to hear what this blooming. I said to her, so can I ask you what your role is in this place in which you work? She said, I'm a psychiatrist. I'm a psychiatrist. What? Psychiatrist. Oh, I can't say it. Psychiatric.
Psychiatric?
No. Yeah, she's a psychiatrist. I can't say it. I have a drink of my cold coffee. Right, if you go to a
Are you sure that's all you're drinking?
Psychiatric nurse, and you've spoken over me. Well done. Timing, Edna. Timing. I got there in the end. Yes, bless us bloomers. We need it. Bloomers. Boomers. We certainly need it. I tell you what. So, I mean, I don't know how I got my meds that time. Anyway, I didn't tell you what happened with the new meds, did I? Anyway, so I go to the meds, Dumb and Dumb, and a couple of their friends are in there behind the counter. Right. So I say my name. Do you know what? They're so bad. I actually write down my name before I go in because I can never, ever understand that it's double barrel. So I say the first bit and they're just looking for that. They don't wait for the next bit. And I'm like, it's hyphen. So is that your first name or your... No, it's my surname, but it's hyphenated. Oh, okay. So what I do now, I got this little slip of paper there, and there's my date of birth because I'm fed up with telling everybody in the queue how old I am.
Yeah.
Because they always ask you how old you are as well. Oh God, what's Bridget said? I think we know what happened with the new meds. We can tell because Jan can't say psychiatric. I even said to the woman that was this psychiatric nurse, I even said to her, so do you know what diagnosis I've had? So she went, yeah. I thought, you bloody liar. She didn't know me from Adam. And as I'm sort of, and they give you all these pieces of paper you have to tick off. Do you feel better today than you felt yesterday? Is it very satisfactory and up to like very unsatisfactory? I'm like, oh, for God's sake. So I'm sat there and I'm just puffing and blowing while I'm filling out these forms because I really can't be asked. And she's like, it's all right. I can fill them out for you if you like. No, I'm all right. I'm blooming fill it out. But I'm sat there, I'm puffing and blowing. I tell you what, they must have had such a laugh after they left. Because I can't help it because of who I am. People do. I don't know if they did laugh at me because she didn't have a clue. She just didn't have a clue. Listen. My home is like an art gallery, okay? I've got art everywhere. It's all mine because I like it. I prefer mine to anybody else's. Anyway, that's by the by. So they come in. Right, now, I'll call him Mr. Jamaica because I'm sure he's Jamaican. And I was a bit softer towards him because we could be related somewhere along the line. Anyway, little Miss Africa, she never said a thing. So the first thing she said was, oh, I think I'm going to have to get down on my knees to write on your table. I've got a little coffee table. What does she think I was going to have? Like a big dining table in the middle of my lounge?
Right, she wanted an office.
Woman. I should have said, you keep on, I'll let the cat in. But no, oh, God. Anyway, so
why doesn't she have a clipboard anyway?
Because she has platforms as well. They're meant to be assessing me. I'm just waiting for the doorbell to ring and like people with white coats to come and take me away, I tell you. Honestly. And you wonder why I don't want to go to America. I tell you, I'd be 5150 as soon as I got off the plane, let me tell you. Anyway, so we're sat here and she's like, asking all these stupid, irrelevant questions. And one of them was, well, what did you do? So how would you say your mood is? I went, what? She said, how would you say your mood is? I said, I don't know. I don't know. What? I waited 2 hours for you to turn up. I'm not going to be in the best of moods, am I?
Right.
Anyway, so that went by. Then she was like, so what do you do? Do you have any activities? What do you do? She thinks I'm some doddery old bloody biddy. I'm not a doddery old biddy. But anyway, that's by the by. So she's like, so what do you do? What do you do? Like if your mood is really low and you need something to pick you up a little bit, what is it you do? I went, well, I tend to sort of get a bit creative. I just sort of concentrate on being creative. I'm quite lucky in that, and that
You can
actually does
express
make
yourself
me
through your
feel
art.
much better. She sat in what looks like the Tate Gallery. I tell you, she hadn't even noticed. She's too busy looking out for furry animals. Anyway, so she then said, oh, really? I said, well, yeah, because I'm an artist. That's what I do. So she said, oh, so you, she went, oh, so you do a bit of colouring in. What?
Oh,
Colouring
my goodness. Okay, then there are some people that consider themselves artists and they have, they express their art through coloring. So
she's like,
it's valid.
Yeah, what, you do a bit of colouring in? I said, are you having a laugh? I said, I'm an artist. That's what I do. Oh,
That's
I thought
funny.
well, Mr. Jamaica's jumped in and he said, yeah. He said, are these all your bits? He said, they're really very good, I said, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mrs. Jamaica. Now, can you take this idiot out of my home, please, now? Because I'm about done with do I colour in? Well, she thinks I'm a 5-year-old. For God's sake, woman, do I colour in? Never heard anything like, oh. And she was like, oh, I hadn't really noticed. No, you're too busy scared in case an animal comes out from under the sofa. Stu, talk about dents. You could be right there, Sasha. I probably am blacklisted from home visits. I told them I didn't want them coming here. People coming round to my blooming house. Mind your own business. They're going to accuse Jan of tracing. Yeah. I actually said to her, she actually said in the course of the conversation, which I think she thought was going to be helpful, was that because she said, do you do sort of outdoor activities? I said, well, why would I do that? I'm quite happy at home painting. Why do I want to go out and do stuff? So she went, oh, well, we do have we do have gatherings. I went, what?
Well, we need some sunshine. We need to touch grass.
Listen, I don't gather very well, okay? Which is something to do with the fact that I'm mentally ill, okay? And I can't stand people. So don't gather me with anybody, especially not people around my age. It's not going to end well. I just have to laugh about it. I just have to laugh because they haven't. This girl, how old was she? Maybe your age. I don't know. It's difficult
I'm
to
almost
tell,
40,
really.
Jan.
I don't know.
It knocks me over every time I think about it. I'm late 30s.
You are? Oh no, she wasn't that old. Oh, honestly, and do you know what the trouble is? This is part of my problem that people don't understand. When I go to therapy, right? Unless I go in a particularly bad mood, But even if I go in a bad mood, I still manage to make them laugh, and I don't know how. But I went for therapy once. I used to go to see this woman. It was really lovely, and I really liked her because her surname was the same name as one of my grandkids, and I was like, "Oh my God, I love that." Anyway, she she said to me, like, she was meant to be doing CBT on me. And then
Mhm.
one day I'd been going for weeks and weeks and weeks, and she said, I said, how long am I going to be coming here for? And she went, do you know what, Jan? She said, I've sort of extended it a few times. Normally you're only allowed 6 weeks. 6 weeks! I'm like,
Wow.
6 weeks to fix this. Are you having a laugh? Anyway, so she said, I'll be perfectly honest with you. She said, I don't think I'm doing you any justice. She said, because
Right.
I always enjoy you coming in, and we always have such a laugh. And you know, I sort of did she say? I think she said I sort of. It's almost like we're going out for a for a coffee together. I said, well,
Hmm.
yeah, that's not really what it should be like, is it? You're meant to be telling me how to deal with things. She said, I know, but I find it really difficult with you. I said, well, I can't help it if I'm overly friendly. Thing is, I'm either one way or the other. Like, I can either
Mhm.
be really, really friendly and they really get to like me and do nothing for me. Although, no, that's
Right.
not true. She did help me a little bit with different phobias, but she didn't help me with the mental illness. So she said, I think what I'm going to try and do is refer you to somebody else because I can't do CBT on you very well because, I think we've sort of got too close. I went, oh, why did that happen then?
Hmm.
Oh, it can only happen to me. It's not fair. God's sake. So
Sounds
then
like
I
you
get
won therapy, Jam. I think it sounds like a successful treatment.
no, because they don't deal with the right issues. Gather sounds like a
Maybe
senior.
they aren't even real issues.
I am staying away from them, Sasha. I don't want to. They're going to try and get me going down to some bloody Derby and Joan club to play Ludo or something. I'm not going. Forget that. Forget it.
No,
Has anybody?
it's probably like the red and purple hat club or something. Do you
I
have
don't-
that? Like,
Listen, you won't see me in
no,
there, Edna. I'm not going.
why not? It looks like fun.
No, as I said to my therapist once, I don't like people my own age. And she went, "Why not?" I said, "'Cause
Why?
they're old. I can't be
You
doing with
you
old
know what? There's
people."
always somebody older though. That's the thing. You're
I
not the oldest.
know. I said, "But I can't be going in there and listening to their tales of woe. No,
Mm,
I just can't. I'd just rather, I'm happy in my own space with my own kids, with my own family. There's enough of us. I don't
yeah,
need to go
that's
out and
fair.
make new friends. I've got friends I've had for, you know, decades.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you know what? A
yeah,
lot of
it's
people
like what he
don't.
says, Bridge. I think me and your dad could get on. Oh my God. It's only certain people that really understand people like me. I put up a community post yesterday, and it was about, I don't know if any of you bothered to look at the video, the short that I put up of this woman who was singing a Christmas carol, Jingle Bells, she was singing, and she was really going for it and shaking the maracas and really loving it. And
Oh, Jen, I think she had a gummy or something. Is she was with the choir?
yeah, but you don't know that. She could just be her. See, I
No,
could
I
have been
saw
that
that
woman.
meme on like Instagram. It said it like her nephew was like, "That's my aunt," and I accidentally gave her like a gummy to relax because she was nervous.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
yeah,
Oh,
Jen, people don't just act like that for no reason.
oh, well, I'm sorry, but I do. That's a
Oh,
bit worrying. All right, perhaps I wouldn't have gone quite so mad, but yeah. And that's why I wrote that thing that, I heard someone say, somebody who I follow on Instagram, and she said that because she's very out there, she's very much like me. And And she said, you know, she does lives once a week, and there's always somebody in there that comes on and says, "Oh, are you drunk?" And she said, "Well, no, this is just me." And
Right.
that's
Okay.
what some people don't understand. You can just be like that. You know, it doesn't have to be that they're drunk or they've taken a gummy or they've done this or they're that. It could just be that they're a little crazy, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know?
Oh,
And,
absolutely not.
you
Mm-hmm.
know, that's what I'm like. And the thing is, the problem is that a lot of people don't understand it. And when I used to be more hyper on my live streams and yeah, more on my live streams and sometimes on my videos, people would be like, "Oh, she's drunk." No, I can honestly say I have never, ever, ever been drunk while I'm on screen. Ever.
Wow, that's nice.
Why would I? Why would I be? If I drink, it makes me go sleepy. So there's just no point. Right,
Yeah,
hang on.
I don't even
What-
remember how alcohol affects me because I haven't had a drink in years.
Well, I like to have a drink, and I'll probably make sure I have some over Christmas, but I never drink to excess. Because throwing up down a toilet all night long and watching a room spin round isn't how I want to spend the vast majority of the evening. I'd much rather be high on life and enjoying myself and being able to remember everything in the morning. Yeah, getting pissed doesn't do anything for me. Absolutely. And I mean, all you Americans, you're always high on bloody something or other. I can't be bothered with that. I don't even do that. Right, they're gonna dope you up, stick you in front of a checkers board and call it a day. Ah, no. Oh dear, that's funny. Right, what's that? Me and Edna can say the same. See, I know you like the old pufferoonies. I
Mm-hmm.
can't, I don't know. It has
No,
the
Sasha, I stopped vaping, but I still use gummies.
Oh no, I can't be asked. I did get some. I got some CBDs from Amazon once. I might get some more of those. Had no effect on me really. Needs a lot more
Well,
than
they
that.
don't have any. Yeah, CBD doesn't. It's I think it's just supposed to like help relax your body.
Yeah. Now, the problem with me is I don't normally relax. This is the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either I'm doing something or I'm asleep. There's no in betweeners. I'm
Gotcha.
learning to get more like that. But yeah, I'm not a great one to just sit there and do nothing. I can't. Like today, I've been working on my website. I worked on it for hours, and then I had to go out, pick my son up, and then go for food. Um, so I would never just sort of sit on my sofa and think, "Oh, I think I'll relax for a bit," because I'd rather just fall asleep. If that makes sense.
Hmm.
Uh, I just like oh, see, THC is different. Yeah, see, I don't think you can buy that, THC on Amazon. I can get the CBD. I know I can get some in a puffer, but I'm a bit worried to take it because, yeah, it's not really for me, and I'm sort of too paranoid, I think, to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know I went out with this guy, for how many years? 3 years, and, he was always high. He smoked, um, weed like it was, like, ordinary tobacco, so if we were out in the car, um, I'd be, like, high on his blooming smoke, do you know what I mean? And, I
Mm-hmm.
remember we went down to the seaside once, and I said to him, "Oh, I want something to eat. I'm hungry. I'm hungry." I'd got the munchies off of his weed. So, I
Mm.
remember him pulling over, and, I went into the shop, and all I can remember is just standing there thinking, "What will I have? I don't know what to have." And eventually, I must have been in there for ages because he came in and said, "You all right, love?" I went, Yeah, I just can't decide what I'm having. So yeah, me and drugs, no. No, I've got the wrong personality for it. I just have.
Okay.
I can drink, and I will have a glass of wine, now and again. And I should make sure I've got some Baileys in because I like Baileys.
But Jen, you smoke cigarettes?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
No, not well. I mean, there's a lot wrong, but like I don't know all the health things, but they're not supposed to be good for you.
Oh,
It's just that
nothing's
I
good
didn't
for
know if
me.
vaping was. I didn't know
Jesus.
if vaping was any worse. Like you said, like I wouldn't be any like if I already smoke cigarettes, I wouldn't think that vaping like a CBD would be.
Yeah, but I
Like, why
don't
does
know
that
what
make you
effect
nervous?
it's gonna have on me. Do you know what I mean? Right, so Random Fish says, I have a CBD only disposable vape that was recommended for sleeping, but I keep forgetting to use it. That would be me. Oh, yes, I make myself an Irish coffee with the Old Baileys sometimes at night time. Yes.
I remember one time I was in my dorm room. My friend had went out drinking, and she brought back some Bailey, and we had it with chocolate milk. It was nice.
Chocolate milk, yeah. It just sort of gives it a bit of a twist, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't mind that. I mustn't forget to get that in the week. I need to go and blow my nose, and what else? Oh, and get myself a drink because I'm drinking cold coffee, which isn't very nice. So we're gonna have a quick break. Well, you guys like it a bit longer, don't you? So let's get rid of us. There we go. And let's excuse me. Let's play a bit of music, guys. See you in a bit.
We're getting
Turn off your mic. Unless you want to sing along to this, do you? Okay, please not go back. Left, right. Left leg. Yes. Left leg back. Where the hell is my head gone? Disconnected. Okay, back through if you wouldn't mind. Darling, for a bit. Good night. Okay, head further to the left. Look at that. Where's Edna gone? Here she is!
Hey.
Here she is! She's back in the room! Oh my
Those are the
God.
fun.
I had to
Are
get my.
you fresh?
You are, yeah. Mm. I was just sipping. You know what's annoying is when I upload the music to
Mm-hmm.
StreamYards, it doesn't tell you how long the music is, and it doesn't tell you how far it's got along the song. So I've no
Oh,
idea. I don't know how long it's going to be on for.
that's no
Anyway,
surprise.
sorry.
I'm just joking. I think it's a nice surprise.
Yeah, when it just stops and I'm in the other room. That's great. Anyway, so I wanted to let's chat a little bit about oh, they're still on about the old drugs here. Sasha, so you recommend the THC. I heard it was more effective with it. So I was surprised they recommended no THC. See, I can't get THC over here. Um, so do you look forward to Christmas, Edna?
I don't really celebrate. So, like if something comes up, then cool, but if not, no big deal. I'm a minimalist, so I don't really like the idea of like the consumerism of Christmas. I don't like the idea of telling kids about Santa Claus. Like, it's like, why are we
You
lying to
don't
kids?
like that idea?
No.
Oh, that's
I
really
mean, I'm not a
weird.
total Grinch. I'm not like against the Christmas spirit or anything. But I don't know. I'm not really into, the consumerism of it.
So what's the tradition in your family then? Do they not celebrate it? And what do they tell their children in your
Oh no,
family?
they they do Santa Claus and they have the trees and everything. It's just that me personally, like in my home, I don't go out my way to like have a Christmas tree or anything.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
this is the second year I've not actually put up a big Christmas tree, but I'm into honeycomb um shaped
Hmm.
things at the moment. They're called like, well, they're
Mhm.
made of sort of paper and they're sort of honeycomb, and I'm into them at the moment. So I've got quite a few of those hanging around, and I've got like a quite a good sized dark green Christmas tree that really goes with my decor. And I think I got a set of 2 or 3 of those, and I've got many candles around. So, to be honest, it's a bit of a squeeze to get a Christmas
Mhm.
tree into my lounge, but I could put one somewhere else, but you know what? I can't be asked. I just can't be
Yeah.
bothered.
But you know
Even
what,
though
Jan? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it's that timing again, isn't it? It beats us.
I have a good friend. She goes all out for Christmas. I call her home. It's like a Christmas museum, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like whenever I pass a Christmas tree, I take a picture with it. So Sasha, I'm not a Grinch. I can't enjoy Christmas. I just don't believe in like lying to the kids and overdoing it, like giving gifts, like the white elephant gift exchange. I think that's ridiculous. Like, why are we buying crap just to be giving something?
I don't understand that. What's white elephant? Is that an American
Oh,
thing?
I maybe it's basic. It's like Secret Santa or White Elephant. Everybody, it's like an opportunity to exchange gifts. But
Oh, what with work
yeah,
colleagues, you mean? Work
yeah.
co
Well, I guess it's whatever kind of group, but oftentimes it's with work.
I said, I'd seen what Random Fisher's put as well. She or he, sorry, I don't want to misgender you, but they said
She
that they were never taught to believe in Santa. But
nice.
how are you not? I don't ever remember being taught about Santa, and I've never taught my kids about Santa, and
Mhm.
so I don't have that thought process at all. I mean, I don't think
Oh,
children
okay.
are actually taught about Santa. I think it's just a tradition that as they grow up, they, they embrace it. They're enveloped by it. So I find it really intriguing that some people, children, especially people with kids, how can they not believe that there's a Santa? Because unless they're homeschooled and they never meet any other
Well,
kids, I mean, how does
I
that
grew up
work?
Christian. I grew up Christian. So I'm like, who's this Santa fellow? Like, how does Jesus feel? You know what I mean? Like, it didn't make sense, Jen. I was like, there's Jesus and there's Santa. I don't think so.
See, I never looked at that. I was brought I was brought up a kitchen. I was brought up a Christian, very much so. And I went to I actually went to church schools. And I've never I knew both the stories and we always had a nativity in the schools and I love, even to this day, I love a beautiful nativity scene. But I've never equated the two, and I think the reason is because one is make-believe. I hope there's no children watching. One is make-believe, and I think to take that away from your child, see, the way I look at it is I would feel that I was taking some magic away from my children if I didn't
Yeah.
allow them to believe. It's just about believing. It's like when they get to 10 or 11 and they're beginning to not believe, nobody actually says to them, excuse me, there's no Father Christmas except for the kids at school. And then they'll come up to you and they may say, Mum, is there really no Father Christmas? And I've always said the same thing to each of my 4 children, and that is, there's a Father Christmas if you want to believe there's a Father Christmas. That's all I've said. If you want to believe there's a Father Christmas, there is a Father Christmas. And, I think to try and sort of I wouldn't even equate it to Christianity.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Let me see. Right, what random's put here? Oh, hang on. Right, Sasha caught parents stuffing the tree with gifts. Yeah. I mean, you hear stories like that. I know. But I just think it's taken away some magic. A part of being a child is believing in, fairies at the end of your garden and Santa and the Tooth Fairy and, I just did I tell you the
I
story
was
of
a
what
bit cynical as a child.
did I tell you the story of what happened with my grandson? My
No.
daughter was beside herself. And what is he now? I think he's 12 now, and this is only, was it a year ago? And she always used to do the egg on the egg, the elf on the
Elf.
shelf. She's been doing it for years, and she puts so much into it. It's fabulous. And even
Yeah.
though my granddaughter, her brother, or his brother, his sister obviously
Okay.
knew after a while it wasn't real. She played along with it, and I think that's just the
Oh.
magic of Christmas. Anyway, so a few months ago, I don't know how the conversation started, but they started talking about Christmas, and I think it could have been because my granddaughter was saying what she wanted for Christmas. And so my grandson said, "Well, what do you mean what you want? You don't know what Santa's gonna bring, you know?" And then they sort of had a discussion, and then all of a sudden it came out. I don't know who said it. I think it was my I think it was my daughter. And my grandson was beside himself. He was like, "What? There's no Father Christmas?" And then she was like, "Oh my God." And the thing is, once you've said it, you can't go back. You can't go back and say, "No, I was
Absolutely.
only joking. I was only joking." Because they've already heard rumors at school, right? So my daughter was devastated. So then he said, "Oh my God, next thing you're going to tell me there's no tooth fairy."
Oh my goodness. Why are you
Oh my
traumatizing the children?
God. And my daughter was devastated as well, and I was for her. Because for
Mm-hmm.
me, it's just the magic of childhood. It's just the magic. I don't, you don't have to explain it. You don't have to go into the economics of it. Jesus, kids don't need to know all that, you know. Just, I've heard stories of like these kids saying, "Oh yeah, well, my dad." No, what was it? I used to be friends with somebody on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and he had that same thought, and I was horrified. When he first said it, I said, "So what are you gonna do when you have kids? What are you gonna say to your kids?" And he said, "Well, I'm just gonna say, listen, I've worked all year round to buy you something. I'm not gonna say that Santa bought it for you." And I'm like, what sort of mindset is that? That's completely alien to me. But having
Hmm.
said that, I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong. It's just the way I feel. As a mum and as a grandma, I couldn't take that away from kids. I just couldn't do it. But it's always
Hmm.
interesting. I'm interested to hear what people think, but I don't know. It just seems sad to me.
Well,
I
that's
think you
why.
can
I
teach
mean, that's.
people. Go on.
I was
Go on.
gonna say that's one of the many reasons why I don't have children, because because you're right. It's like if everybody else is doing it, it's you're othering them by kind of taking that experience away from them. I would agree.
Right, so Random Fish says, I think you can teach people things unknowingly. Not something like the magic of Christmas. No, I don't believe that. Semantics, like Edna says, I guess. But if no one tells you Santa is real, why would you believe it? Because they don't ask you. I've had 4 children, and not one of them has questioned whether there was Christmas, whether there was Santa or not. And I think
Really?
because yeah. No, oh, when they
Oh, I
got older,
did.
maybe when they got older, but if you're brought
Mm-hmm.
up in a family that every year celebrates Christmas and every one of your friends celebrates Christmas, you don't have to actually sit that child down and spin them a whole line about Santa. You just don't.
No, they
Uh,
did for me. I was like, I don't buy it. It doesn't add up. I
oh
remember
God, I bet you were a
one time, like
delightful
what
child.
I was the right
Jesus.
then. That actually had one of the neighbors dressed up as Santa Claus.
Do you know
Because they
that's
were like,
really
okay,
interesting?
she doesn't believe, but for my little sister.
I just think I'm a bit of a romantic, I suppose, and I just feel,
Yeah.
kids grow up so much quicker these days as well. And even back in the day, I mean, Jesus, if uh, I was thinking of my Christmas when I was thinking about what we could talk about tonight. I was thinking about my Christmases of, being brought up in a home and how
Mm-hmm.
they're probably vastly different to any Christmas that, people that have been brought up with family have had. My Christmases were very, I mean, if I think about it now, they're very stark, you know? I can only
Smart. Mhm.
remember 1 or 2 Christmases. And I think if I didn't have that dream of Santa, I'd have
Mhm.
had nothing. I'd have had nothing at Christmas.
But
Now,
a
mostly
lot
I
of people they hate Christmas because that's when you have your drunk uncle or the drunk
oh,
aunt
yeah.
act the fool and all of that. Haven't you seen the videos of people having art? Well, it's not funny, but it's like something happens and we see a video of someone flipping over the table and the Christmas ham is flying or
Oh,
all that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
you have huge
Yeah,
arguments at Christmas, and that's when it's sad.
yeah.
Um But as I say, I think because of the way I am, and because of my personality and my yeah, just the way I think, I just couldn't do that to my kids, you know?
Yeah.
So Moosey says, "One year I marked all my daughter's gifts from Santa. She started crying because there wasn't any gifts from us." See, now that was silly,
Aw.
Moosey. You have to remember, you have to give some from yourself as well. That's what I've always done. We've always done Santa, but then the biggies, the big prezzies, have always been from mum and dad. That's the way we used to.
Mm.
Um, Sasha's got a list and he's checking it twice. I wonder,
Gonna find out what's
please have a
on.
child. Please have a child, Edna, so that I can see what you're like at Christmas. Please, I
Oh
want to
my
see if
goodness.
you feel the same.
No, it's funny because one of my nephews looks a lot like me. It's kind of trippy, but I don't think so. I can't even see myself. You know what? You see those people who take like Christmas pictures with their pets? I aspire to maybe one day be that level of parent. I'll be a paw parent.
See, these kids, you know, there's always, I would say that children normally find out there's no Santa from their friends at school. There's always some cocky one that's, you know, that's, oh, there's no Father Christmas, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that's a shame. It's like, you know, kids don't have Jesus. Why take away their beliefs? And, you know, yeah,
Well, I
that's
remember one year, one of the pastors or the deacons or somebody in the church said that there wasn't any Christmas. That was kind of a little brouhaha. People wanted to tussle.
Stop it. Santa is a bum like Negs. Get a job.
Santa is like a delivery person. He's not a bum.
Yeah, some of you have had very sad upbringings, let me tell you. Let me adopt you all. I'll adopt you all.
Oh.
I'll let you believe in the wonderment of childhood. See, I'm very, I think because of the childhood I've had, I
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I've never really thought deeply about it, but I've always wanted, well, I know I always wanted to give my kids everything, you know, everything.
Mm.
And that's not because of the monetary thing, it's because I had nothing.
Mm.
So, and I'm not saying I bought it because it, you know, to buy their love or anything like that. It's not even that. It's just that I think there's something really magical, um, and about Christmas and about children that believe in, the tooth fairy, and what's the other one? Easter bunnies, that was it, Easter bunnies, and I think
Oh.
going back to my grandson's, situation, he threw that up as well because I think it was round about Easter when they had the discussion, and I think it was my daughter that let it slip about the Easter bunny, and
Mm.
then he was like, "Oh my god, so you're gonna tell me there's no Santa?" And my daughter looked at her daughter and went, "Oh my god, what are we gonna say?" It was it in our family, it was huge.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
see,
huge.
Easter was my favorite holiday, but that was just like the springtime and the rejuvenation and it's like the rebirth of Christ and all that. But I never really heard the Easter bunny story. I don't get like I know that it's a thing, like it's a character, but what does the Easter bunny do? He brings you eggs or something?
Yeah, and, you know, if you're lucky, you'll have an Easter hunt because the Easter bunny's been out in the garden, or if it's been raining,
Mm-hmm.
around the house, and he's left all little Easter eggs for you. Can't you imagine, like, a child with, like, a basket running around looking for, like, little Easter eggs? Hey, bring out the
Yeah.
child in you people! Um, right, here's a random. Oh, no, sorry, it's that Moosey. I don't care for that elf on the shelf to get kids to behave. Some people go way overboard with that stuff. Um, my daughter never did it to get kids to behave. I've never heard of that. My daughter
Mm.
did it because it was just so much fun to see the
Mm-hmm.
children come down every morning and see what the naughty elf had been up to. Honestly, she used to send me pictures of it, of what she'd done the night before. "Mum, have a look what we've done with the elf tonight." She'd have him
Mhm.
swinging from the light. She'd have him up on top of the bookcase. Uh, she had times where she ripped up all the toilet roll and put that in the middle of the floor, and that was a naughty elf that had done that. That's fun
Yeah.
for kids, you know? It's got nothing
Jen,
to do with getting kids to behave. I've
I've
never heard
seen one where they pretended like the elf had pooped everywhere. It was chocolate. I was like, you're going too far.
I must ask my daughter actually what else she did, but she was amazing. She was so
Mm-hmm.
inventive with what that elf did. It was so funny. And like sometimes, some mornings, the kids would find the elf sort of head first in the plant. Do you know what I mean? Where he burst into
Right.
the plant. It's just playing with kids, you know. I love
Mm-hmm.
all that. I love it. I don't know what I'd do if any of my kids, only my daughters have got kids at the moment, and I can't imagine what I would do if they said, "Oh no, we don't believe in that rubbish." No, they don't believe in that. I'd be
Oh.
horrified. I would. I'd be really horrified. But I saw
Well,
people
see,
dress
I
up
would do
all the time in
activities.
stores and stuff, but always thought it was a character. Yeah, and that's how parents, explain Santa. They say, "Oh, it's just somebody it's one of Santa's helpers." It's not actually Santa,
Mm-hmm.
it's Santa's helper, unless he's particularly good. My granddaughter, when she was really sick, she, had a trip to Lapland with the charity. Oh, they were amazing, this charity.
Hmm.
And, they sent, all these sick children to Lapland, and it's amazing there. There's a camera that they've got rigged up, so it's like a live stream, right? So they give you the link, and you go on the link and then you can see what's happening. Yeah, but I mean, it's a bit disappointing because it's sort of just trained on the shop, really. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
um, so when they were over there, my daughter and my granddaughter, when they were over there, I would study to see if I could see them. And once I saw them, I actually saw them on the camera. Now, if your child didn't believe
Mm-hmm.
in Santa, they would miss out on that. They would miss out on so much. They would miss out on the magic of Christmas. Yeah. And I don't wanna beat you about the head about it, but that's just that's just
You
how I
know.
feel. I know I have.
Okay.
Sorry
No,
about
I
that.
mean it's wonderful, Jen. I mean, I don't know. I guess
Go on, say what you wanna say. I don't wanna beat you into submission. I've said my
no,
bit. I don't need to say any more. Go on. Edna
well,
was running
no,
the
there's
numbers.
nothing.
Nope, it
There's
doesn't add up.
nothing.
Ah, ah, ah.
Sorry, Lucy. Okay.
Please don't let me beat you into submission because I know I'm good at that. Say what you wanna say.
No,
I've said
you
my
know
bit,
what?
now you know what I mean.
No, we're a few days before Christmas, and like that. This is the spirit to have. So I don't want to be like pessimistic or anything. So yes, I'm all for the spirit of Christmas and gift giving and
On
philanthropy.
Wednesday, sorry,
Jesus' birthday, all of that.
on Friday, I want you to change your name and just put Edna Grinch, okay? Come on as Edna Grinch. Or Grinch Edna, I don't mind, but Grinch in there somewhere, okay? If you don't mind.
You know what? Fine, I'll do it now.
My dad, Bridge said, my dad tried to take me to get this black Santa and I told him that wasn't the real Santa. He'd take me to a
Um,
different mall to see the white one. Oh, do you know they do black Santas over here now, and I love it. I
yeah.
haven't got one because you don't see them very often. The only shop I've seen them
Oh.
in is TK Maxx, which I think over there it's
Mm-hmm.
TK. What's yours
TJ
called?
T
Yeah.
TJ Maxx.
Yeah, ours is TK Maxx. My favorite thing to believe
Jan,
from
that
childhood.
reminds me of hold on, it reminds me of this one time. I would like my family, we always did some kind of like community service and stuff. And one year, the organization, we put on like a Christmas dinner, and they had a black Santa that they had come through, but he was like a crackhead.
Crackhead Santa.
We were crying. And
Oh
we
my
were just
god.
like, at least he's a black Santa. Like, we just, we were just looking for the. And Jen, you can't see my name. I changed it.
Oh, hang on. Where's your name gone? Let's get rid of the comment. Where's your name gone? Let's get rid of the comment. Oh
There we
yeah.
go.
Oh, well done, Edna. I love it.
Thank you.
Oh dear, that is so funny. Okay, yeah, I wanted to address this. My favorite thing to believe from childhood was from books that animals talked and had human experiences. Oh, that's sweet.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
sweet. I like that. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know whether you can get them over there. The Black Santas, but they should be more those and not just black, they should be mixed race. You know, nice sort of
Yeah.
galaxy color. Um we found out during COVID how nice it is to stay home and have a quiet time by ourselves. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think a lot of people did though, Moosey. I sort of,
Mm-hmm.
from what I've heard, a lot of people seem to spend more time, I don't know. I think parties are sort of a thing of the past. I could be talking out my backside there, but that's sort of the impression I get. Uh you gave them
No, I was
that
invited.
solid parenting. Anyway, I've said my bit. What is the Easter
Yeah.
Bunny story? That's a good question. I explained it, didn't I? It's where, you can incorporate the bunny story into sort of party games and, the Easter bunnies. No, I mean, I don't know how other families do it, but in our family, what we do, and the thing is, the way I used to do things, my kids now do for their kids. So what I used to
Mm-hmm.
do, like buy about 6 eggs and then just put them like in different places, all in the same room. But because like when I had 3 kids that were close together, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I'd have like 3 piles of their eggs, and they were the eggs that the Easter bunnies had got. But it's funny because I don't think we ever said that we bought them. I think they all came from the Easter bunny.
Okay. Were these like chicken eggs or candy filled plastic eggs?
Chocolate eggs.
Oh, chocolate eggs.
You're not gonna
Okay.
put out bloody hard-boiled eggs, are you? Or raw eggs.
Jen, one time,
Edna.
listen, one time I went over somebody's house and they were like, "Oh, we found one of the we found one of the eggs."
I guess everybody's different.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, people do all kind of weird things, and they had
Amazing.
hard boiled eggs that they hid.
No.
And yes, and we found one in a tin. It was like the week later or something. It was, oh my goodness, it smells so bad.
Oh my god, I've never
Look
heard
at
of that.
Bria, she knows. Yeah.
But all families or,
Mm-hmm.
many cultures have different celebrations. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
there was a film that we used to watch, I used to watch with the kids, and it was about a family in, I want to say Spain. And
Okay.
yeah, I think it was. And their holiday season was so different to what we believed in, but they still had, I don't think they called it Santa. I think some countries call it St. Nicholas.
Okay.
Um, but it's still the same sort of concept. Um, and also with Easter, and I think I'm saying Spain because I think they're and I think Spain are normally Catholics, aren't they? And in the Catholic faith, I think I'm right in saying Easter is their biggest holiday. So yeah,
I feel like it is because St. Louis is like a Catholic city,
yeah,
and it's a big
yeah.
deal. Yeah.
Oh no, I remember seeing a rabbit in my front yard at Easter and started yelling and telling my parents it was the Easter bunny.
Oh.
I love that bridge. Did you chase after it? And I hope you didn't land on it. And Elf on the Shelf is a bit scary if you think about it. A doll moving. I know, but we don't tell
Yeah.
the children that random. Don't be silly. My niece cried when her dad dressed up and told her he wasn't her dad, but Santa.
Oh wow.
Oh my God. Oh my God. People are appreciating your Edna Grinch. Right. Edna, that's very old fashioned. Oh, you've been called very old fashioned. Sasha says you're very old fashioned, Edna.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, I'm old. I was born in the late 1900s.
You are. You're an old bird. I think we did Easter egg hunts with boiled eggs. Did you? Oh my God. I've never heard of anyone over here doing that. But I did colour eggs, yes. Now,
Yeah.
I think, is it in Spain again that they do paint their eggs? Over here, we just buy chocolate ones because we're all lazy buggers.
Oh, we would. I love dyeing eggs, but I hated like boiled eggs growing up. I mean, I'm not super fond of them now.
This was at my friend's house. My family never did Easter egg hunts. I just got a basket of candy. Yeah, which candy has got nothing to do with Easter eggs, has it? Over here, Easter eggs is all about the chocolate. It's just about can eat as much chocolate as you possibly can. But I
Yeah.
think in some countries, it's more about, the actual egg themselves. So they do paint their eggs. It's a shame I didn't know about this before chatting on it, but I'm sure I think it's Spain where they focus more on the actual eggs, and I think
Okay.
it's because of the religious thing.
I know we used to get baskets with a couple of years we got baskets. Oh, and they had porcelain dolls in them. I hated it because it
Oh,
was like those were the only dolls I couldn't play with.
oh, I love that idea, Jarella. Oh, they did it with boiled eggs. Oh, I bet they had to be hard boiled eggs. I can you imagine if they were all runny. Oh, I love that though. I love little games that you can play. I mean, both my grandkids now are too old. They don't believe in anything now. One of them, thanks to their thanks to their mother, but yeah, they don't believe in it now. And I don't know. It just takes the
Yeah.
magic away, I think. And now it's just a case of they ask their parents for, "What do you want for Christmas this year?" "Oh, well, I want this, I want that." And it's just not the same. Me too, I always used
Yeah.
to love dyeing the eggs, but I didn't want to eat them. So did you dye when you dyed the eggs, were they hard-boiled eggs? I guess they had to be.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Get you some Russian nesting dolls. Have we got time to yeah, we've got half an hour. Shall we have a look and see? Let's open up this, uh, that one, and let's see what
Have
they
a
say
look. It's a
about
notebook.
well, we don't wanna
Mm-hmm.
hang on, that's is that you singing?
Yeah, you you reminded me of the Reading Rainbow
Why are you
song. It's like, take
singing?
a look. Reading Rainbow.
Easter. I don't wanna put UK shall I put Spain? let's see.
Sure. Do you want to pull it up so we could search with
Yeah,
you?
I will. I've just
Okay.
got it in my head. It's something about Spain. Right, okay. So let's pull it up, share the screen. I love that we can have these little discussions about different things. It's just like we're sat around chatting, isn't it? Right, let's
Absolutely.
share that then. Right, so do they celebrate? I'm saying, okay. I'm saying about Spain. I could be wrong, but I think it was. I don't know why we're looking at Easter when we should be
Mm-hmm.
talking Christmas, but it doesn't matter. Um, right, okay. So Easter time in Spain can be very different from how you might be used to celebrating at home. There are no Easter egg hunts or giant bunnies, and not much chocolate either. Here, it's more about the religious side of the festival, filled with masses, processions, and religious floats. Here are 11
Hmm.
Easter traditions and customs you should know about in Spain. See, I wasn't talking out my backside. Right, let's see.
Oh,
Yeah,
look
because
at
it's
that.
Holy
Semana
Week.
Santa.
Sorry?
Semana Santa? Semana? It looks like it's talking
Yeah,
about
but
Santa
that
right there.
isn't that more that's more about that's, Easter though. And that's why it's like when I said to you that in,
Oh, it's
in the
name. Oh, it's
in the
called the Holy
Catholic
Week.
in the Catholic
Mm-hmm.
religion, Easter is bigger than Christmas. So they call it the Easter period in Spain is known as Semana Santa or Holy Week. And events in many cities around the country really do last a whole week.
Mm-hmm.
Here, it's not just about Easter Sunday, and it's because it's religious.
Yeah.
Another part of the processions are the mourners, dressed all in black. They are usually women wearing lacy veils and carrying candles. They symbolize the mourning of the death of Christ, yes, and usually
Mm-hmm.
follow their brotherhoods and floats. Then they have candles. I wish I could remember what that film was that I used to watch with the kids.
Hmm.
Um, where they used to paint the eggs. Let's see. Oh, I've gone out of it now. Uh, let's see. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, we were Catholic. Sorry, who was that? Torella. We were Catholic, and Easter and Christmas were both very observed. Yeah, they do. The
Mm-hmm.
Spanish really do. And I think, it's not just the Spanish. I think it's because of their religion. I think it's, because of the Catholicism. Oh, okay, then my family is more like that. Midnight masses and mass at Easter. Eggs, not much. Santa, Holy Week is intense. Yeah. It's
Oh.
I think they have something similar in in the Jewish faith, don't they? I think, some of their holidays last a lot longer.
Oh, yeah. Hanukkah is like 7 or 8 nights.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they don't they burn a candle every night or something?
Mm-hmm. Was it a
Um,
menorah?
yeah, yeah. And also I think, um, the Muslims also in Islam, they don't celebrate Christmas. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I told you one of my besties, she's Muslim, and I always used to say to her, how do the kids cope like at Christmas? Because they went to like an English school,
Mm-hmm.
and she just I think they knew sort of very early on there wasn't really a Santa, and I'm just trying to think. I think she may have bought them a present, but just before Christmas is one of their big festivals, which is when they get all their presents. So
Is that
yeah,
Eid?
Eid, yeah. I think
Okay,
it
I don't really understand how Eid works, right? Because I feel like there's multiple Eids throughout the year. Is Eid just like the name for their holiday and then they have different Eids? Or
Let me
am
see.
I?
Yeah, I think there is more than one Eid. When is Eid? Oh, when is
Thanks,
Eid?
Pastor. Yeah,
Uh,
Kwanzaa is, I think it's 7 days.
hang on. I think that I know they have a big one not long ago because we had fireworks and everything going off around here, which is usually some form of celebration.
Mm-hmm.
What day is Eid exactly? What date is Big Eid this year? I don't know what it means. I don't know what they're celebrating. Oh, okay. What's this? Islamic Relief, Eid dates and observations. So let's click on that one. Um, what is Eid al-Adha? We remember the sacrifice made by the prophets. Yeah. In remembrance of his sacrifice, and to help the poor and needy, we give our own sacrifice. It's a fascinating religion. Mind you, I think all
Mm-hmm.
religions are fascinating. Right, so one of them, how many days is Eid? That's 3 days. But I think they have another one. Right, so really what I should put is, how many Eids are there? Does it say? Because I think that's a different one. Oh, so
Okay.
this one, it says Eid in 2024 in the UK, traditionally lasting for 4 days. Okay. All right. So if I put um
Does it move around like Ramadan?
only one Eid. Is there more than one Eid? Right. Eid literally means a festival
Okay.
or feast in Arabic. It's a celebration twice a year. Okay. Eid
Oh, let's see. It's two different ones. Hmm.
Yeah, so they do it. They do it twice a year. But they're quite big, I think, when they why aren't you working? Right, okay.
I know like the Muslim fashionistas that I follow, they're like always showing off their Eid outfits, their abayas and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a celebration um of what was it about the prophet, wasn't it? Recalls the revealing of the Quran to Prophet Muhammad. Why is it celebrated twice a year? The two Eids
Mhm.
recognise, celebrate, and recall two distinct events that are significant to the story of the Islamic faith. Okay, so it looks as if in different countries they it's slightly different. So Saudi Arabia has announced a 16-day holiday this year for Eid in Turkey and in places that were once part of the Ottoman Turkish Empire, such as Bosnia and Herzegovina, Albania, Azerbaijan, and Caucasus. It is also known as the Lesser Bayram, meaning lesser festival in Turkey, in Turkish. Yeah, so
Ooh,
that's
good
quite
job.
interesting.
Hmm.
Quite
Oh,
interesting.
that's
But
the Mecca.
is that Mecca? Yeah. My
Hmm.
My bestie's been there a couple of times. What customs are common during the two Eids? Eid features 2 to 3 days of celebrations that include special prayers. People greet each other with Mubarak, Eid Mubarak,
But
meaning blessed Eid. Gifts are given out to the poor before the morning prayers. In addition, Muslims are encouraged to forgive differences and let go of grudges. There are a multitude of other practices that vary from country to country. Yeah,
that's
so
lovely.
is in right, pilgrims in Mecca reenact Ibrahim's rejection of Satan's temptation. I love hearing about religions. Don't you? Are you interested in that?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Yeah. So what's Ramadan? What's Ramadan? Do you know, Bridge?
Yeah, that's the month of fasting.
Okay. During the pilgrimage, Muslims cast stones at a pillar which represents Satan in remembrance of how Ibrahim was given a ram to sacrifice as a substitute for his son. They proceed to sacrifice animals such as goats, cattle, sheep, or camels. Do you know? I remember when I used to have religious conversations with my bestie, and I used to love learning about Islam from her. 'Cause it's quite fascinating, but she always used to say, "You know, we do still have the same God though, Jan, because they still worship God. They just have different stories,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think they believe in Mary." Um, why Ramadan is called Ramadan? Okay. It's It's the ninth month of the Islamic lunar calendar and lasts either 29 or 30 days, depending on when the new crescent moon is or should be visible. Okay. The Arabic term Ramadan connotes intense heat. It seems that in pre-Islamic Arabia, Ramadan was the name of the scorching sun, hot summer month. Okay. What is the significance? Yeah, it's a period of fasting and spiritual growth, and is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Yeah. You know, well, I don't want to talk about her talking about Muslims, but, this is
Yeah,
why
say
I
it.
find, you know who so offensive because,
Mm-hmm.
you know, anyone anyone that has a faith shouldn't be ridiculed and shouldn't be mocked and shouldn't be impersonated. That's what I think. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, so let's get out of there. Um. Okay, so. Uh-oh. Okay, we're gonna go now so that you can all get back into the drama because I know there's a hell of a lot of it going on. I wonder if there'll be some left for us for Friday. What do you think? What do you think, Edna?
I believe so. I'm not concerned. I think there's plenty of drama to go around.
Yeah. Oh my God, so much. Bridge, I don't know what to talk about. There's so much going on. But I'm sure we'll think of something. Hey. Anyway, I want to say thanks, Edna. Thanks for coming, my darling.
Thank you. It's lovely as always. Enjoy
Uh,
your holiday.
yeah, well, no, we've got one more. We're coming on Friday.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, mind you, what did my son just ask me to do on Friday? Oh, that's all right. Go shopping with him. That's all right. Um, Yeah, so guys, I'll see you on Friday. I'm sure we'll have a hell of a lot to talk about. In the meantime, you stay safe out there, okay? Because it's a rotten old world, and just remember, it's a smile to somebody, especially this time of year. If you see somebody out and about, just a smile could like make their day. Just remember that. I always like to, even though I can be a bit of a bitch. I've got a good heart, so there you go. See you Friday,
Jen,
guys.
get out of here. Don't even talk about yourself like that. Seriously, you're not a bee. Mm-mm. All right, girlfriend.
You take care. Thanks, Edna. You're an absolute darling. And I'll see you all Friday. Bye bye for now.